Yo, bro, we're live.
It doesn't say it's live for me.
We're live. Yeah, we're live, bro. I just saw it.
I was like, we got to be live. My thing is just sitting here spinning.
Yeah, we're live.
I thought we might be, but you know how my country bumpkin internet is. But yeah, it's a day late, but here we are with episode 37. So, dude, I'm jazzed. It's been another good pack of movies, I think.
Some really good ones.
Yeah.
And a couple, maybe not so much.
Okay.
There's one movie in this pack. I'm still going to tell you guys what the movies are. We got Expend4bles 4, Past Lives, The Angry Black Girl and Her Monster, Cobweb, and the King. What is it? Second
Chances.
There we go, on Netflix.
Yeah,
and that's our movies for this week, guys.
Our movie this week. I think it was a good week. It was pretty good. I enjoyed it. But yeah, let's get the intro going and let's roll.
Yeah.
All right. What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining us as the Faces for Radio podcast presents By the Numbers, where we review new releases, theatrical, streaming, or video. We let you know what we thought. I am your host, David, aka the 4K Lowedown, and my co-host is
Rich, aka Expend4bles.
All right, what's going on, brother?
Not much, man. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. It's been a busy week, and sorry, you guys, we're a day late this week, but something came up. Real life must intrude, and I had on yesterday's cast, but no emergency. It was just, something else has to be more important, and that is family. So, you guys are also our family, but we're here, and we're still got the same amount of movies. We're gonna check them out and let you know what we thought. But before we do that, let's go to the chat. Caveman jumped in early, trying to get the cookie. And unfortunately, I had to throw my cookies away because they were covered in ants last night. So I was very excited about that. So yeah, that was one of the things I had to work on, was de-anting my house, because they're getting desperate because there's no water. All I have to say is, if you hate disco, hit the like button. And if you love disco, hit the like button.
What's up, Harrison?
In the house. What's up, Harrison? Doing it live. Corey's in the house. Thanks for joining us, Corey. Spicy is in the house. What's up, Spicy? And
hey, Michael.
Your talent is in the building. What's up, my brother?
We appreciate you guys so much, man. We really do.
Oh, man. Saying hi to everybody. Dell's in the house. What's up, Dell? Back to everybody. Everybody saying hi. One big happy community, and I love it. You guys, thank you for joining us. Like I said, it's been a hectic week. I know Rich has got like volleyball with his kids, and I've got like stuff with my granddaughter and stuff with my wife. So, real life. And then we had to start a little bit late today, but we're here. And you know what? I think we've got some good movies here. This is, I think this is going to be a good conversation. I am definitely ready this. And, oh yeah. Thank you for reminding me, brother. So tonight, you guys, one of the movies that we are going to check out is Expend4bles 4. And during the show, I am going to give out digital codes to the first 3 Expend4bles movies, one at a time, First person to get them gets them. Just announce that you got them, but I'm going to be, spitting them out according to the show as we move along.
It's just a way of saying thank you, guys. For tuning in every week. Man, it's just, we can't convey enough how much we appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day, night, whatever it is, and spending it with us.
Yep.
Two ugly bastards.
Two ugly bastards. The faces for radio, which is why we're only in 720p. That's where we're staying. Sarah's in the house. Hey, Sarah, it's good to see you doing softball and volleyball. Double duty. My best friend Mike is in the house.
Oh, awesome, Mike.
I had mystery movie. Check it out. All right. I've got a mystery movie coming up on October 9th. So everybody's saying, hey, love it. Yeah. So, okay.
Pull the numbers up.
Yeah. Pull the numbers up.
I got them.
I'm going to pull my numbers up. Oh, yeah. I don't even have my spreadsheet up. What am I doing?
Well, I hope you guys got a chance to check out these 5 movies. It's an interesting collection.
Yeah, no, we're nothing except diverse, so we definitely have a good variety of movies.
Mm-hmm.
We've got action, we've got horror, we've got drama.
Yeah,
we've got a documentary,
and we haven't done a documentary in a while.
That's been a while. It's been a while since we've done a documentary.
I think a couple in our upcoming schedule.
Yeah, I saw that. Documentaries are good. I've been enjoying the documentaries, most of them that we've watched. There was one that I was like, nah. But
it was for an Oscar show.
Yeah, that Martha Williams. I'm gonna be fuzzy here for a second. I'm bringing up my outro, so bear with me. I might be a little bit jumpy and blurry, but I should be okay here in a second. All right. So yeah, this was an interesting. Okay, so yeah, we have 2 horror movies.
Yeah.
And one of them, I don't even want to call a horror movie.
I don't call it a horror movie.
I don't want to call it a horror movie. If and we'll talk about it in a second, but I have a classification for it.
I'm interested to see what that is.
So, wow, where are we going? Oh, there's a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, so part 2 podcast videos available come tonight. Awesome. Haven't seen any of these yet. Okay, Del, we'll try not to spoil them. Random question: have you guys done the new TMNT movie yet, or holding off? No, we did it when it was in theater. Yeah. We reviewed it.
I loved it. Dave thought it was okay.
Loved it. I thought it was okay. I wasn't as big of a fan, but yeah, I thought it was decent. It's definitely worth a watch. And thanks, Sarah.
We appreciate that.
I only seen Cobweb out of these. Okay, I'd like to know your thoughts on that.
Yeah.
I saw Googly Eyes one. Hint was in my second comment. Okay. I got Cobweb. Watch it for the first time. Awesome. And Colin, what's up, Colin? Thanks for joining us, brother.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. And you guys, I wanted to also let you know this is the first time in a while that we are also live on Turner Fan 77's channel on YouTube. You can watch us there as well. I will bring up all the comments, so I try not so everybody can see everybody's. But if you go on the 4K Lowdowns, you'll see everybody's comments because most everybody is there, except for one person on Facebook, which is probably my best friend Mike. But I will definitely bring up all the comments as we see them. Hopefully I don't skip anybody. If I do, I apologize. But you can go on the 4K Lowdown. You can go on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter. And now you can go on Turner Fan 77's YouTube. We are available on all 4 sites, multicast. So
and we are available where? If you want to not see us, where could you listen to us?
Well, you can listen to us, so you don't want to see our faces. You can listen to us on Spotify for podcasting. We are available there because they are sponsoring us for free. They're putting us out on Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Google Podcast, Castbox, Radio Public, and Pocket Cast. All of that for free. They get us more sponsors when we get more followers. So you guys, if you get a chance, go to Spotify for podcasting and check us out. Give us a follow. We'd really appreciate it. But yeah, I didn't even have to put the banner up for that. But I will, because I have to do that. So, because they're sponsoring us, I got to give them a little love. So I'm giving a little love in the fine print. And dude, it's interesting. I was a little surprised, but not too surprised as to the order that these turned out in.
Okay.
And I don't think it's really interesting, and I wanted to kind of bring this up because when you and I are closer together in our scores, the movie does better in the total, in the ranking, right? But when one of us is really low, and one of us is kind of mid-range, that movie just tanks. It's horrible in the rank. It ends up getting last place. And that's kind of what happened here. So
don't break my heart, David.
We had a movie, and it just didn't do well. Now I have to say, and now you said there were a couple of movies that you didn't care for as much.
I meant a couple. I meant one. I shouldn't have said a couple. Just one.
And I know which one. I absolutely know which one. But I'll tell you that there was something I liked about all these films, and there is some place where I can see this being possible for somebody to watch. Okay. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and put our first code up.
Okay.
While I do that, we asked somebody to see something. I don't know if they're in the chat, but last week somebody was going to watch one of our movies.
I remember, but I don't remember who it was.
I don't remember who it was or what movie it was.
Was it Caveman? I don't think it was Caveman.
I don't know if it was Caveman or not.
We watched so many movies. I don't remember last week's movies.
Yeah, I know. It was just it's all starting to blur together, really.
Yeah, I'm working on our Disney movies.
Oh man, I haven't even started, but there's a lot of them that I've seen recently, so I'm not too up. And we've got to get ready for October because we've got 2 great high fives coming.
Yeah,
up.
we do.
And I gotta say, it's gonna be so busy for me.
Mm-hmm. We got our normal show, our top 10. We got 2 high fives. Then we got, if you're going to join us, we have We're Not Supposed to Watch This today, looking at Jersey Girl. Yeah, it's going to be a busy ass month.
Yeah, it is. Make sure I got this code right.
Yeah, because we don't want to give you the wrong code.
We don't want to give you the wrong code and have you. Not that you want this one. So I'm going to bring up Expend4bles 3 first, since it's pretty much out of the first 3. This is probably the worst one. So if I said probably, it's a matter of opinion, and my opinion is that I think the third one is the worst one of the first 3.
Oh, okay. You said the first 3. I'm sorry.
The first 3. I'm not counting the fourth one. At this point, we're going to talk about the fourth one. But so if you guys get this, it is up.
Let us know.
Let's see. Oh yeah, Del Love TMNT.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember he did. Yep. Spicy did too.
Wasn't him.
Caveman wasn't him. Want to watch but haven't watched past lives yet. We'll get to that in a second. Think maybe Evan. I don't know if it was Evan.
I don't remember.
It was somebody that was like, "Hey, I want to see this," and we go, "Oh yeah, go ahead and see this, and let us know what you thought."
It was on Hulu. That's what it was. Theater camp.
It was Theater Camp.
Yeah, I think it was.
No, it wasn't because that was one of his favorite ones. But it was somebody on. It was somebody about Theater Camp.
Yeah,
that was going to watch it.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to leave this up, but pictures are going to come up. So if somebody gets the code for Expend4bles 3, let me know. If nobody wants it, I'll put it back in the pile and we'll move on to the next movie. But again, this is a way for us to say thank you for watching, sticking with us through thick and thin this year, and dealing with our mugs as we spit out stuff about these movies. But let's get in to our lowest ranking movie of the week, the one that takes number 5, and it is the only one that we reviewed from the theater. It is the Expend4bles, coming in last place. So
yeah, this movie sucked. This movie was terrible. I'm glad I didn't have to pay for this movie. I'd be pissed.
I didn't have to pay for this either. I've got the unlimited plan, and I used my points to buy my wife's ticket. So
yeah, that's a good choice.
I didn't feel so bad about this. I didn't think this was that bad, but this is the worst of the franchise for me. I mean, I agree. By a long shot.
I feel ripped off. I only got Sylvester Stallone at the beginning and the end.
Yeah.
I was like, that's the reason I want to watch it. And I was like, this is stupid.
Yeah. It was the guy who won the oldest cookie for the night because I mentioned my birthday. Yeah, well, okay. So here's the thing. I didn't feel as bad as you did about this, Rich. I enjoyed it. I am glad I didn't have to pay for it in the theater. This is a movie that felt like it should just go to streaming.
Yeah. It really did.
Yeah. No need to rush it. No. Which is why I call it the Expend4bles, because there's some really low budget dudes in this.
And the acting is terrible. I mean, it was never great to begin with. 1 through 3.
The acting was never good, but at least you get the one-liners, the nostalgia from the old 80s actors and stuff. But there were so many people that aren't like big time action stars.
Where the fuck was 50 Cent in here? I did not get why he was in there.
Because they couldn't get Terry Crews, so they had to get somebody. And I don't know. 50 Cent still looks like $1.25 to me. He's way bigger than he should be.
Yeah.
And I don't know. And Megan Fox.
I mean, yeah, she's nice to look at. I mean, I wouldn't kick her out of bed for eating crackers.
Yeah, I think she's got cute eyes, but she's got cute eyes. But
yeah,
I don't even know if I want to go there, but how can you be a CIA agent and be so fake?
Yeah.
And that was I don't mind low budget CGI, but there's one scene with Statham and Tony Jaa on a boat that is awful. The green screen behind him is awful.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. All the green screen in this movie was awful, but I don't know which one.
Yeah, I think the action is, of course, over the top, but I don't mind that.
It's not even good.
There's a lot of blood. I mean, it reminded me of like Kung Fu Theater, like blood splatter, stuff like that. I'm okay with that. That doesn't bother me. I actually dig that sometimes. But the CGI is hokey. There's some fire CGI that's awful. Green screen stuff is awful. So, and this had $100 million budget. And it's made 33.2 million in the box office so far. This is worldwide.
Damn.
And I think this is going to die. This is not going to make its money back. When I went to the theater Monday to see this.
Yeah.
And there was myself, my wife, and one other couple. There was 4 of us in the entire theater.
Damn.
And I'm thinking, holy crap, this is just after opening weekend. I wouldn't think it was going to be full because it's a Monday night.
Right.
But I would have thought that they're, maybe half full at most. But dude,
I think
this thing's gonna die, and it's gonna drop out of the theater in the next 2 weeks.
Did you see they already got the pre-order up for the Steelbook? It's probably like $45.
It's probably $45 or $50, like they're trying to charge me for the Elemental Steelbook. But I was like, no. But Stallone is in his late 70s. Yeah,
but he still looks good.
He's still okay. I mean, $5 million go to Megan Fox. So the budget is production budget, and I don't think that includes the actors. I think that's just like, you think it does?
I think when you see the budget, when it's like on IMDb, that includes the
that includes the cast and everything.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. I didn't think so, but okay.
I mean, I only know that just because listening to Kevin Smith talk on his podcast when he talks about the breakdown of movies and stuff.
Okay. So I think there was so much hype for the first one because of all the action names being in one movie together, but it's running a bit thin by now. It's
like their hairline.
It's like their hairline or their their erectile dysfunction. But the thing about and I was like, I still love to see Jason. There's some good fight scenes.
Yeah.
I like Tony Jaa, and I like Iko Uwais, who is the one of the main bad guys, because he's the guy from Raid Redemption, and really good fighters. But even 50 Cent, he didn't know how to hold a gun.
No.
And
they had to play his music.
How is that? And they had to play one of his songs.
Come on.
I think I knocked down a point from the music because they played one of his songs. I know we laughed about it. Brian, what's up, Brian?
What's up, Brian?
This is the Last Place movie, so you're not missing anything. Yep. Everybody agreeing. Yep. Hey, Brian. Yeah. So yeah, Brian, this is our Last Place movie of the week. The 5th movie is built in the title Old Blood Meets New Blood, so maybe New Blood will take over. I still don't think there was any New Blood.
I don't think there'll be another one.
I don't think there's going to be a 5th one. I was really, they didn't even, not that the 3rd one was great, but they didn't even really reference anybody in the 3rd movie except for Antonio Banderas's character, because his is one of the characters, and he talks exactly like Antonio Banderas did in the 3rd one. I was like, I didn't even get rid of the annoyance of that character in the movie. I didn't
recognize that character until about halfway. I was like, where do I know him from? And then it dawned on me when I saw him at. Yeah. AKA Will Smith's son. Yeah.
What? Are you saying help? Okay, I'm gonna paint you a picture. So my granddaughter's crawling for help. I look over, and she's standing in front of the TV, and it's a cartoon that's playing, and it's underwater. So she's pretending like she's underwater, and she's calling for help.
She's acting
she's acting like she's all help, and she's doing this like she's trying to swim in the water, and she's in front of the TV, and the TV is underwater.
Right. And she's saying help.
And she's help me. She's like this.
Well, that's good that she's saying it. That's awesome.
Saying it though. She's saying help me, and she said thanks to me today.
Awesome.
She said movie please, and
then brought me one.
That's that. And I'm like, now you're speaking grandpa's language. So yeah, she walked up to me and she handed me Secret Life of Pets too. And she goes, movie, which is sign language. She goes, movie, please. And she said it and signed it. And I was like, I've got to play this movie for you then. So yeah, I got to babysit my granddaughter today, which was so much fun.
That's awesome.
But yeah, it wasn't Old Blood meets New Blood. It was Old Blood meets Older Blood. She's starting out her movie career. Yep.
So what are our highlights of this one?
No, she's saying, where are you? So our highlights are, definitely, our only 10 really is cast.
Yeah.
Now I did throw a 10 to the wild card because I still think there's a lot of action in it, even though the CGI is not there. So I did give a 10 to the genre, it being just a straight up action movie. There wasn't enough comedy in it, which I was hoping for.
Yeah, they tried.
They tried to be funny, but I was just like, it was just ridiculous. Otherwise, let's see. Your highest is so you gave an 8 to the wild card and a 7 to the music. I went 8 for the music, 8 for the cinematography, but that's because of the fighting effects, the knife fighting, and the guns, as opposed to the CGI. I just
that's why I went 4 because it looked terrible.
Yeah, you did go 4. It did look terrible, but I raise a point when I like it and I lower a point when I don't like it. So it ended up at an 8 for me. And then I gave an 8 to the plot because I was really looking forward to watching this, but I ended up disappointed. I can't say it's my biggest disappointment of the year, but top 10 disappointing movies for me, for sure. I still gave it a decent score, but I know you didn't. That's why it takes the last place today. So let's go to our final scores on the Expend4bles. Coming in at number 5, IMDb gives us a 5.2. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 13%. Audience score 70%.
Oof.
Rich, you gave this a 57, and I gave it a 74 for an average score of 65.5. And that's our lowest score this week. I think still ultimately not bad. But
no, your score helped it a lot. My score we're talking about.
Yeah, but because we're so far apart, that's why this thing ends up being last in the rankings.
Okay, I thought you were talking about another movie. You had me a little worried. And I think I know which one you're talking about. And you might be. I think you're going to be surprised. Let's see. Caveman says, "Isn't 50 Cent? I'm sorry, Cent in trouble according to recent news." I think everybody's in trouble. I don't think 50 is in any trouble, at least not what I've heard. I mean, it might have cost him. He might be called 25 cents now because that's all he's worth. But at the end of the year, do you guys show the lowest and highest scored movies you did for the year? We've never done this a full year. We just started it.
We never done like a new release like all year. But I think we're going to do that. I think we're going to do like our top 10, low 10 of the year. Like just straight score. And I don't know if we do individual or if we do our average, but we do average for the whole year. So maybe
I say we do average.
I think we do average, like our average lowest and our average highest.
Yeah.
Oppenheimer. Sorry. I just off. As long as he doesn't have to throw out another first pitch. Yeah. Oh no, I know exactly what you're talking about. 50 is not a great actor, but he's doing very well as a TV producer with the Power Universe on Stars.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, I have heard that. That's good. More power to him. And it just didn't. I don't know, his character
Avoid this
didn't
movie.
work. His character, and I say it's worth a watch, but don't even worry about seeing it in the theater. Wait for it to be
Don't pay
free
for
on
it.
streaming
Yeah.
somewhere, and watch it then. I think that's the I'm going to buy it because I have to have the entire series. But I may not even get it on opening Tuesday.
You will. You'll see that steelbook and be like, I need it.
I'll probably get that damn steelbook. I won't
The
pay
$40
for it,
steelbook.
but I'll probably get that if it drops to like 30, I'll get it. I'll probably get
That's
the
funny.
damn steelbook. Like I said, I was looking for Elemental and I almost bought the steelbook, but then I'm like, heck no. How much you want to charge me? And that Loki steelbook was $50, and I was like,
all of those Disney ones are $50.
I can't. That ridiculous.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go to our number 4 movie this week. And what do you think it is?
I am gonna go The Angry Black Girl, Her Monster.
Called it. So The Angry Black Girl and Her Monster is on Shudder right now, you guys.
And it's on Blu-ray, right?
Yes. It is on Blu-ray.
This wasn't a bad movie.
I enjoyed this. I like this movie
too.
It doesn't have an incredibly high budget.
Mm-mm.
I didn't.
But
think
what
it
they
had
do with that budget, they did a good job.
I think that the practical effects in here are pretty darn good.
Mm-hmm.
Disney physical media prices are disheartening. Yeah, totally. We really enjoyed the angry. I'm glad you did because I do. I thought this was one I was looking forward to. I brought this into the group when we were talking about it. I'm like, I saw a trailer for it. I was like, dude, I want to see this movie. And we kept, as soon as it was available on Shudder. I mean, I bought it as soon as it came to Blu-ray. I was going to get it.
And I didn't know that was Doc McStuffin.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, Doc McStuffin.
Yeah. Speaking of 50, I recently rewatched Den of Thieves. Den of Thieves was pretty good. That was Gerard Butler and all them. Yeah. Yes, they did a good job with the practical. Dude, there's one scene. Well, there's a couple, but there's one scene in particular where this guy got a new smile with a machete, and that was I liked that scene. So the Angry Black Girl and Her Monster. I
hope we see more out of this girl.
Oh, see, I know this girl.
I only know her just because I was looking her up and Doc McStuffin.
Yeah. So the synopsis reads: Vicaria is a brilliant teenager who believes death is a disease that can be cured. After the brutal murder of her brother, she embarks on a dangerous journey to bring him back to life. So this is a very modern Frankenstein tale. And this is one that I don't consider to be a true horror movie.
Yeah, me neither.
This felt to me like, not Boys in the Hood or Juice or anything like that, but like maybe Dangerous Minds, but with a monster.
I don't know.
It was more of a drama with a monster in it, with a monster element.
Yeah.
Than it was. There were some horror movie parts, but the movie, and I kind of feel that way about the Frankenstein movie. I don't consider that really horror wise because it's very slow, it's very deliberate in its delivery, and this one is too. So, wait. Okay, so Corey hasn't seen this one yet. 50 Cent threw his microphone into the crowd twice during a concert in LA during the final lap tour at Crypto Arena. Okay. Hitting someone in the head. Okay. Thump.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, I know there were things that I really dug about this movie.
The cast was good.
Yeah. I mean, like I don't didn't recognize the cast too much, but I recognize the lead, Laia DeLeon Hayes, who's the girl here. She is the daughter in the series Equalizer with Queen Latifah that I am a perpetual fan of. So I watch that series all the time. I recognized her right off the bat, and I'm like, oh, dude, that's Delilah. She plays Delilah in the TV series, and
Chad Coleman, I recognize him.
Yeah, and was it Denzel Whitaker is in this as well? So there were she I knew by name, and then there were a couple dudes I recognized their faces. Yeah, definitely had some horror elements, some sci-fi, I would say, and drama with the family dynamics.
You hit the family dynamics was really good.
Yeah, that was interesting. Oh yeah, it was the father. Her father I recognized from Walking Dead.
Yeah, that's Chad Coleman.
Yeah, that's Chad Coleman. Yeah, I think that's Chad Coleman. And then saying hey. But yeah, I like this. I think this is worth a watch, you guys.
I do too. I'd recommend this movie. If you have Shudder, definitely check it out. If you have
Shudder, this is definitely one of the better Shudder movies we've seen this year.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
And I liked the ending. I wasn't disappointed.
I didn't put my extra pictures of Expend4bles, but really? Yeah. I'll do it like that and like that.
Yeah.
And that's all we get from that. And we're gonna go back to this.
And the monster looked great.
Film was tackling a lot of issues. The real monster to us was the neighborhood elements.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So there was more, but I mean the story of the brother and sister really hit home with the Frankenstein element, but there were more monsters. They talked about the neighborhood element, the environment, the drugs that were involved, the
dealers,
the bangers, just the way people were, the way the cops were, the way the teachers were. There were a lot of monsters in this movie if you look at it that way. And yes, and dude liked the ending.
Mm-hmm.
The ending is not what I expected. This was a surprise to me. I expected it to go a different way with the end. To where I was like, oh no, don't do that. Don't do that. And then,
mm-hmm.
I'm just going to step away really slowly. I'm going to let you go ahead and do that. But man, I mean, it's one of those things where it was, what was it? There was a thing where if you keep getting told that you're a monster, then you're going to believe it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of the theme here.
Definitely do.
I do hope you check this out, Del.
Yeah.
I think this is definitely worth a watch. I think it checks some good boxes here for a good movie, not just a good horror movie, but a good movie. I think it's got a good story to it. I think it's got good acting by her. I think she did a great job. I think there were some tough acting, some rough stuff.
But you can overlook that.
And not in a good way, but yeah, I can overlook that. I think some of the dialogue is tired, but it makes up for it with all the stuff that's going on, and the things that she goes through with her father and with her brother, and with her mother even before the movie even starts. So, this was fun. This was a good watch. I enjoyed this a lot.
Yeah. Definitely check this out.
Yep. Even Mika agrees, Del, you have to watch this. Not hearing too many talking about it. Good story. The lead did a great job. It was something fresh, which I enjoyed. Totally.
Yeah.
This was, and this is kind of the reason why we watch these is we pick out just anything new and we're like, okay, we're watching or not. And, good or bad, this could have totally, this could have totally shit the bed, but we still would have watched it. But this was a pleasant surprise.
I'm glad you picked this one.
I mean, I had to score it lower quality wise than I liked it. I really liked it more than the score is going to let out.
I don't think that's not too bad. I'll have to look at my score. Well, I scored it pretty good.
Yeah. So let's go to our highlights on it. I don't think there was any budget or theatrical stuff.
Oh.
I'm gonna double check just to be safe. Oh, it made 123,000 in the box office.
In what country?
In the US.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Domestic release on June 9th. And then video release on June 23rd. I mean, they popped it out like shit through a goose, it looks like. But yeah, so 123,000 in the box office. So I guess they must have had a very limited release.
Yeah. Probably New York, LA.
Probably New York, LA, and then they just popped it out on video. But yeah, it was available on Vudu for a while, but to buy, and then it recently came out on DVD and Blu-ray. So yeah, no, it had some box office numbers. So, and then it went to streaming, but Shudder's got it now.
Yeah.
And so if you guys have Shudder, definitely check this one out. Let's go to our final scores on The Angry Black Girl and Her Monster, coming in 4th place this week, but only by a score. I think this is one of the my favorite watches. I think this is one of the. I'd watch this one again.
Me too.
I think this was.
If I could find this cheap, I would add this to the collection.
Yeah, no, I'm glad I bought. I'm happy I paid $12.95, and it was totally worth it for the Blu-ray.
How much?
All right, $12.95. I paid $13.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
No, it's totally worth it. Okay, so final scores on Angry Black Girl and Her Monster. IMDb gives us a 5.2, which I think is low. Rotten Tomatoes critics score, however, 84%. Audience score 90%, and we talked about that, how it relates to I hate saying the word woke, but that culture. But 84 and 90, so good scores from Rotten Tomatoes. Rich, you and I both gave it a 68 for a total average score of 68.
That's funny. Both gave it a 68.
We both gave it a 68, and even though I did give more points to the Expend4bles, this was a better movie.
Oh, hands down. I agree. This movie is way better than Expendables.
Yeah, I like this. I like this a lot better.
Yeah.
The only reason why this doesn't beat Expendables is because of the cast.
Yeah, cast for too.
Yeah, that's the only reason, because the cast of Expendables is a 10, and this one for me was a 5. So if you flop that, then Angry Black Girl and Her Monster is a way better movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely would rewatch it. Good. I'm glad we can. Weird that IMDb was so much lower. I know. But they are characteristically low scoring horror movies.
Yeah.
What they classify as horror, I found, is always like 1 to 2 points lower than what I give it. I just think they notoriously score horror movies low. Just like Rotten Tomatoes notoriously scores foreign movies low.
Yep.
And it's really interesting. And we've noticed this pattern as we've moved along this year with our By the Numbers episodes. Speaking of which, are you ready to get to number 3?
Yeah, I am. And I'm going to assume it's going to be Cobweb.
You're right on the money again. So Cobweb takes our number 3 spot this week.
This was another good one.
I enjoyed this, bro.
Mm-hmm.
This was another one with an ending I did not expect.
Right.
And you think it's going to go one way, but it goes totally different. It does not go in the direction that you think it would. And I don't quite know how to describe it without spoiling it, so I'm not going to.
Don't spoil it.
I don't want to spoil it
because it's cool.
Cool. I just got a notice. I got a notice on YouTube saying that you're live. So it's definitely working on your channel, which is good. Awesome.
I didn't expect. I had very low expectations for this film, and it exceeded my expectations by a mile.
That's good. Because my buddy John over at Spirits with Spirits, he kept telling me, "Dude, you got to watch this. Dude, you got to watch this. Dude, you got to watch this." So he was getting my hopes up for this movie, and it did deliver.
Yeah.
So I had higher expectations, but it still delivered for me. Brian liked it, so that's good.
Oh, good.
This was a nice surprise. Love the twist. Third act was a ride, dude.
Cool.
You are absolutely right. A roller coaster of crazy. I did not
expect that.
Now, I know that like one of the producers of Barbarian was involved in this, and I could totally see that. There's definitely some elements that reminded me of Barbarian in here.
Yeah. I was expecting this to be
a table for us for the spooky season. You know what? I would definitely watch this again.
Yeah. I would actually add this to the collection for the cheap.
Yeah. I put it away, but I bought this on Blu-ray also, and it's got a nice matte finish to the slipcover. It's actually a really nice looking Blu-ray. Okay, so let's read the synopsis. It says an 8-year-old boy tries to investigate the mysterious knocking sounds that are coming from inside the walls of his house, unveiling a dark secret that his sinister parents have kept hidden from him. So right now it says it's on Prime.
I think it's to rent.
I think it's to rent on Prime.
And I think it's coming to Hulu in October. I think.
I think that's right. I think it's coming to Hulu next month, so you guys can just hang out for a little bit and watch it on Hulu if you've got Hulu. Or Brian agrees. This one also gave me some Barbarian and Malignant vibes. Yeah, definitely got some Malignant vibes on this.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's interesting because I look at this, and of course it stars Lizzie Kaplan plays the mom, Anthony Starr plays the dad. And if you know Anthony Starr is Homelander from The Boys. So and he's creepy. He was creepy. His like 5 o'clock shadow was really dark, and he had this look on his face. Like, I was like, dude, that dude's gotta be the killer.
That's kind of what I thought too.
I was so on board with him, like being the whole bad guy in this. Like the wife seemed like, she was afraid of him, and the kid was like, something was going on with the kid. And of course, the kids being bullied in school. So there's that element. And then there's a substitute teacher that gets involved, and it really takes a turn that you don't expect. And that
is really good.
It's good.
Because it sucks you in. You're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And this was a quick movie too.
It was. It's not that fast. It plays really fast. It's an hour and 28 minutes. So it's not even an hour and a half.
Yeah. When we're so used to 2 hours.
Brian got the stairs vibe. I see that.
Yeah.
I see that. I just got that 4K recently too. I got to watch that. But dude, there was some really good stuff.
Yeah.
That
was creepy there.
Like this was creepy. Yeah. And they show it in the trailer. So if you guys have seen the trailer, that's in the trailer. But it's really interesting, I guess the relevance to the movie is not what you would expect.
Yeah.
With that scene. That scene was creepy as all get out, but as the movie progresses and you understand the story, that you can look back on this and it makes it more interesting. And I don't want to let the cat out of the bag. I want you guys to watch this. If you get a chance, check this movie out. It's
Remember Hulu in October.
Yeah. It did some box office numbers. International wise, it was released in Aruba, Croatia, Bahrain, and Egypt. Oh, and France. Limited release in France. It made 5.5 million internationally. I do not have a budget on it. And I'm going to try. Nope. Just gross box office numbers. But dude, I mean, a little bit. I found this a little bit better than Angry Black Girl and Monster, only because this is more of a true horror movie. This is definitely a horror movie. Solid. I mean,
I like the feeling this movie gave me more than the Angry Black Girl.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Great visual. I agree. Great visuals on this. With the spiders, the foreshadowing with the spiders.
Yeah.
I'm getting chills right now. The hair on the back of my neck stood up when I was just thinking about it.
Yeah. Just spiders on screen in general. That just makes my skin crawl. I don't like spiders. Yeah. I have arachnophobia. Yeah. So
my wife just walked over and she's giving me a dirty look, and I have no idea why. I probably didn't do something. Did I miss something? No? Okay. I guess I'm doing good. She's just looking at me weird. Spiders bad. Yeah. My buddy Mike, definite fear of spiders. So we were roommates in college, and I'm in my room and I hear this crash. I come running out to see a hole in the wall in the dining room. And it looks like just about the size of a fist, about like that. I go, what happened? And he turns to me and he goes, there was a spider. I'm like, so you punched a hole in the wall to kill
there goes your deposit.
Yeah. No, I patched it up. So we patched it up. I'm like, come on, let's go. We're going to Home Depot. get some spackle. We're gonna so we patched it up, but that's one of the many spider stories. He's like you though. He won't come up here because he knows we've got tarantulas.
Yeah, nope.
So he's like, no. And this is the season, bro. I need to take some pictures and show you and send them to you.
Man.
Because this it's the time of year now where they're going down to get water so they can come up and mate and hibernate. So they're just walking across my property.
Oh hell no! I'd be fucking get a BB gun out. Boom. No.
That's funny.
I can't do it, man.
That's hilarious. I'm just
like
so
when
used
I get
to
in the shower. I check the shower. I'll shake the shower curtain because one of my biggest fears is if I'm taking a shower and my ass is naked, and that's not a pretty sight. So if I fall and crack my head open and die, I don't want to be laying there fucking naked in the shower with a spider crawling on me.
Yeah,
just no, I can't do it.
Man, I've got a story for you. But before that, Harrison's got them too. They got them down there too. Saw one on my street today. Yeah, they're all over there.
No.
And then so Mike wants to have a lava moat around his house to get rid of all this stuff. But yeah, now when I first moved up here, I was 16. It was just before I turned 16 to live with my dad. And we moved into this ranch house that's where I was living. And the house did not have any screens on the windows. So the windows were open and it was just wide open.
Nope.
I woke up one morning to find a tarantula on my chest.
Oh,
just sitting there. And it was the first time I had seen one. So I'm like, holy shit. It was just kind of sitting there. My dad comes walking in. He goes, "You're going to be late for school." And I'm like, there's it's on my chest. He goes, "It just needs a warm place." And I said, "Let it go find another warm place. Doesn't need to be
oh, no
on my chest."
way.
Yeah, my dad walked up and just picked it up and tossed it out the window. And I was like, look.
There's no, and they got giant fangs.
Yeah,
No.
it was as big as my hand.
Oh, no, no.
It was huge. I was like, I have never seen a spider that big up close.
No. And don't they shoot their hairs at you or some shit like that?
No, they don't do that. But they rear up and their butt goes up in the air when they get agitated. So they try to make them look bigger.
Oh God, no. I'd go into cardiac arrest. I would literally die.
That scared the crap out of me, bro. But it took a long time, but I'm finally kind of used to them, and I just kind of walk around with them. Sometimes I pick them up and move them if they're in the road and I'm afraid they're going to get run over. I just
let them get run over, Dave. Let them get run over, Dave. It's okay. There's
God
plenty.
creature.
There's plenty more.
All right, let's go to our highlights for Cobweb. Let's see. You got you put a 9 on story, and then you have 8s for acting, script, and wild card. I gave a 10 to the ending because I really liked how it ended, and then I gave a 9 to the plot because I liked the trailer, and then I also gave a 9 to the story, 8s to acting, script, and wild card. So on those notes, we're about the same. But yeah, dude, wait till it comes on Hulu. I'm glad I bought this.
I want to get this too.
Like what Mika said, this is gonna be something I would watch again in October. Definite spooky season. I always do like a horror movie marathons at night where we watch a bunch of horror movies. I don't know how much time I'm gonna have for the month because we're so busy with other stuff, but I'll definitely watch this again next month. No doubt in my mind. It was creepy as heck.
And it never looks low budget either. Not once does it look low budget.
No, I mean, and it's tight as far as the cast goes. There's not a big cast in it. It's most of it is shot in the house, but there's so many elements to the house that you don't get right away, like the basement and other stuff. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna talk about the basement, but only that there's a basement.
Because every house has a basement. Almost.
Every house has a basement. It's just this is something you don't see until like Act 2.
Yeah,
you don't see the basement, and then there's whatever is knocking on the walls, wherever that's coming from. Is that another room? Is it a closet? Is it just inside the walls? What's going on with that? So yeah, it's good. It's suspenseful. It keeps you interested, and then it's balls out at the end.
Once that third act hits,
then it's all over the place, and you're like, you're just holding on. Yeah, dude. So let's go to our final scores. On Cobweb, taking 3rd place. There you are. IMDb gives us a 5.9. Again, like I said, they don't care for the horror movies.
Yep.
Rotten Tomatoes critics score 58. Audience score 71. Rich, you gave this a 70, and I gave it a 76 for a Faces for Radio score of 73, taking our 3rd spot this week.
This was your pick too. You picked 2 great horror movies. Normally, when Dave picks horror movies, I get worried.
It's worried. I didn't want you to get self-conscious or anything, bro. It's just
Yeah. This was great. Dave has been really good since last October in his horror movies. Made me watch. He's been knocking them out of the park.
Thanks, bro.
I
don't know if anybody got Expend4bles 3 or anybody wanted it.
While you're doing that, I'm going to tell them what we're going to be doing after we're done with this. After we're done, with our by the numbers show. Man, it's hard to believe episode 37 in a row. We're gonna be hopping over to Instagram Live. Maybe 5-10 minutes afterwards because we're old. We usually have to use the restroom afterwards.
Yeah. We gotta pee.
Yeah. We're gonna do a couple announcements after that, after here on Instagram Live. So I'll start Instagram Live on my Instagram page. So you guys hop over there and see what our 2 new announcements are. And if Dell's still here, I think Monday, I'm pretty sure Monday, we're doing a movie swap. I'm excited to do that. He picked a movie that I had never seen, and I ended up really, really liking it. So thank you for that, Dell. It's been hard for me to get my daughter to sit down and do a "What are you watching, Dad?" because she's been so busy with school and volleyball, and by the time she gets home, showers, does her homework, she looks at me like, "You ain't making me watching those stupid ass movies." Yeah. And there you go.
All right, guys. The code for Expend4bles 2 is up if you guys want it. Hey, what's up? John Doe Juggalo's in the house.
What's up? How you
Thanks
doing?
for jumping in, my brother.
We appreciate you.
Yeah, we were on Bob's Blu-rays channel on Tuesday for a great DVD tournament final. It was awesome. So if you guys get a chance, if you haven't seen it, go watch the replay.
That was last Tuesday.
This Tuesday was just 2 days ago.
Right? That happened on.
What the hell was that?
That happened too with, I don't know if I just did the thumbs up or.
I haven't got the balloons that time.
We did a comic talk last week with Evan.
Yeah.
We were talking about my birthday, and then balloons popped up, and then he did something, and the thumb popped up. Yeah, I don't know. It was weird. It's something to do with iOS, I think.
Huh. That's weird. Yeah, mine won't do it. I'm on my laptop, but thanks, Mika. Appreciate that.
We're having fun doing this.
I usually find y'all live over on Insta. Yeah, we're gonna be on Instagram after this show. We're gonna go on Instagram Live and fart around with a couple of new shows that we're gonna do that are gonna be a lot of fun. I can't wait to talk about those. But it was a great pleasure actually talking to John Doe Juggalo on Tuesday. We talked a lot after the show, and it was a blast. So, dude, awesome guy. All right, so I don't know if you guys are going to get Expend4bles 2. If you want it, you can have it. Caveman says hey to Jeffrey, because that is John Doe Juggalo's name.
Awesome.
But if you want it, you can have it. If you don't want it, I'll put it back on the shelf. But if you do get it, let me know you got it. All right, so let's go to our number 2 movie.
Saying Second Chances.
I think that's a given,
Jay?
bro. What's up, Jay? Jay's in the house.
Thank you for joining us, Jay.
Jay is in the house today. Love it. So yeah, Saint of Second Chances is our number 2 movie this week.
I love this documentary.
Okay, I didn't love it, but
because I'm a baseball guy, and I am
not a baseball guy.
What was going on here? The only thing I wish is the ending. We would have got there sooner. The story of his daughter. Because the premise was, the tagline of the trailer was that he did all this stuff for his daughter, basically. And you don't get to his daughter until like the last 15 minutes.
It was like how
you become a great father.
How a person could, how a person who like had a terrible father accidentally became a great father, or something like that. Where, and yeah, you don't get that story. That's the tagline. That should be the whole plot.
More of it
of this documentary. I understand what's going on with this. If you love baseball, this is a must-watch documentary. I love this. Okay. You guys, I am not a baseball fan. I do not like baseball. I don't care about baseball. I don't
I
like
think
the
he's a
sport.
communist, guys. This is America's sport.
I don't eat watermelon. I don't like coffee. I'm a communist. So it's
Bastard, you.
I am not a baseball fan. Football, I love. Baseball, I don't. Unless I'm playing it. I like to play it, but I don't like to watch it.
Oh, I love watching. Because I'm fat. I won't play it.
And, Cardinals, and there was a whole thing.
Okay, Nate, come
about
out.
about the Cardinals. I don't know. But yeah, I agree. If you are a baseball fan, then this is a watch. But
what he did, his dad started and he continued it. If you go to the ballparks nowadays, you could see their influences in every 20, whatever, how many teams there are now. Yeah. That's what I liked.
Yeah. So, I want to at least bring up the. Okay, so let me read the synopsis. It says Mike Veeck, son of the legendary Major League Baseball owner Bill Veeck, blows up his father's career and then spends the next few decades learning the value of a second chance.
And that explosion, quote unquote explosion, if you're a baseball fan, you know about it. I mean,
I didn't know about it.
You didn't? Oh, you're not a baseball fan.
I'm not a baseball fan.
But yeah, I like this journey there. You telling that story around that big explosion, quote unquote explosion.
Yeah.
But I did not like
baseball. So Caveman doesn't like baseball. Brian is a baseball fan, but hasn't seen it.
Check it out, man. Check it out.
Indoor fireworks sounded like.
The one thing I don't like, because the original idea was great. It was a great idea, but he backpedals a little bit, and I didn't like that he backpedaled because of the pressure that was put on, because some people's feelings were hurt. Because the reason why he did it, I don't think was his intention to attack people's thought or feelings and stuff. It was just, hey, you hate disco. This shit sucks. We're gonna blow up disco. And then they took it all over the place and made it something it wasn't. And then I don't like that he apologized for that. I don't think he should have.
Okay. So yeah, when we first came into this, I watched the trailer. I was like, oh God, please no. And then I'm starting this thing and I'm like, I think I dozed off a little bit in the beginning. I wasn't following it, taking my tea. Okay. That was weird. All of a sudden this random screen just pops up in front of me. But as the story went, when it got to be talking about his relationship with his daughter, I liked it.
But we didn't get enough of it. That's what I wanted. I wanted more. Of
it, and it needed to end there. It didn't. I understand that it needed to go a little bit further with the son, but
yeah. I was more interested in it.
I ended up liking it because of the family element and what he did for his family, particularly for his daughter.
Yeah.
And
that's
what I wanted. I did not like Charlie Day in this.
Yeah, I normally like Charlie Day.
I like Charlie Day, but I didn't like him in this. It didn't. Yeah. It distracted me from what was what the documentary was about. I'm like, why is Charlie Day in here? There shouldn't be. And then, but I did like Jeff Daniels narrating. Yes, I thought that was good. That wasn't a distraction, but Charlie Day was a distraction here.
He was over the top and obnoxious.
Yeah. Another great baseball documentary is called The Battered Bastards of Baseball. Boy, thank you for blazing me with all those B's.
I've never seen that, Jay. Can you tell me what that's on?
It tells me the story of how Kurt Russell's father ran an impatient baseball team. The Battered Bastards of Baseball. Unfortunately, Rich, that is the society we live in. I wished he didn't apologize either, but I don't like disco either.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like disco either. But Mika hasn't seen this one. Mika, if you're a baseball fan, this might be worth a watch.
I mean, if you're not, I mean, I wouldn't say go watch it. I mean, maybe if you're doing something, put it on, but I wouldn't. You have to be a fan.
I'm glad I watched it, but I won't watch it again. I'm good.
I probably won't either. I wouldn't. I don't need to see it again.
I don't need to see it again.
Yeah.
But for what it was, I thought it was good. I really liked the dynamic between him and his wife, because his wife told it like it was. And that reminds me of
that car scene when he says he didn't want to take the chance on Darryl Strawberry, and she was like, "Really?"
And she's like, "Really? You know, second chances and blah blah blah, and you're not going to
get laid?" And she's like, "Nope."
She totally, yeah. He was getting ready to get some yum yum, and boy, she turned him down flat.
Yeah, and he got some hand. That's all he got.
He got Jergens and a hand towel. That's all he got. He had to play the hand organ, but
I love Darryl Strawberry in this. I love you got to see his redemption.
I like that it was actually Darryl Strawberry, and I recognized the name, but I can't tell you I recognize the guy. But I recognize the name because I remember the controversy with him and the drug use and all that. I don't remember him getting that second chance, but again, not a baseball fan. But I liked his story. I liked how he felt about the guy afterwards when he
thankful.
Got back Yankee. He was thankful, and he made him love the game again and things like that. I thought that was kind of cool. Would you play your father? His response, "Well, I'm not cutting my leg off." Right. Yeah, I remember that line.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go to our highlights for The Saint of Second Chances, coming in at number 2 this week. Rich, you gave 10s to the plot, story, and I think that's it. Plot and story.
Yeah.
But then you gave 8s to the ending, script, direction, and wild card. My highest number is a 9. I gave a 9 to the story, and then I gave 8s to the ending, script, music, and wild card. Then we both gave 8s to the cast, because we give a customary 4 because it's a documentary, and then 2 points for Charlie Day for me and 2 points for Jeff Daniels. So I don't know if you added anything if you did something else for your 8. But
there was a baseball player in there. Baseball players I knew.
Yeah. So yeah, I was like, nope. Charlie Day, Jeff Daniels. I didn't recognize any of the baseball players except name. I knew the name of Darryl Strawberry, but I couldn't have picked him out.
I'm interested to see what IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes give this. I really am.
Okay, let's do that. So I do have some extra pictures. These are the pictures. I love these pictures. So I wanted to show them of him and his daughter, because
love that.
I teared up a little bit with that part of the story,
because we both have daughters. There's nothing like the love of a daughter.
Yeah,
that you in the father-daughter relationship. There's nothing better.
He says something about that. He says, when you have a daughter, this is what it's like. The daughter looks at you, reaches into your chest, pulls out your heart, shows it to you, and says, "You know this is mine, right?"
Mm-hmm.
And that's absolutely true.
Yeah. I mean, times that by 3. I have 3 daughters, and they're all 3 different, but man, they're amazing. And I
have 1 daughter and a very metrosexual son, so I consider that. But I think I killed my daughter just now. But yeah, but I have my granddaughter, and it's the same way. She's got me. There's no way about it.
Just from the kids in general.
Yeah, kids, grandkids, it's all kids.
Blessings.
Yep. So let's go to our final scores on The Saint of Second Chances, coming in at number 2. IMDb gives us a 7.6. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 100%, but only 5 reviews.
Oh, okay. That was my next question.
Only 5 reviews, 96% audience score, and that's 50 plus reviews. Rich, you gave this a 78, and I gave it a 71 for an average score of 74.5. And you notice we kind of flopped a little bit. So you had a 70, I had a 76 for Cobweb. You had a 78, I had a 71 for A Saint of Second Chances. And that makes a lot of sense. I'm more of a horror movie fan. You like baseball. Yeah. And we have kind of the same spread, but it gets the higher average because 71 to 78 ends up being the higher average. All right, we got one movie left to talk about.
Oh, fuck, man.
Caveman says, besides the daughter scenes being touching, most touching scene was when Strawberry gave the at-bat moment to the guy with no legs. That was cool. I liked that. I liked that little story. It was just kind of there, where it was just all of a sudden, it was just kind of illustrating that he kind of took in everybody. He took a woman pitcher, and she was good.
She was.
But then he takes a guy with no legs, and Darryl Strawberry's like, he's got 3 home runs, and he says, "Here, take my at bat," and gave it to him. And it was kind of a neat moment. I liked it. All right. So, guys, our number 1 movie this week probably doesn't come as any surprise because we're talking about it. Past Lives.
Yeah, I fucking love this movie. This made me sad and heartbroken, but I loved it. I love that a movie can make me feel that. This was great.
Yeah, I don't know how to feel about this. This is a very interesting movie. I'm gonna pull this up.
Great cast, small cast.
I didn't really recognize anybody except for the white husband.
Yeah,
I recognized him. I basically, it's a lot of Koreans. I basically consider this like a foreign film.
I did too.
Yeah.
It is a foreign film, actually, I think.
Well, it says it's English, but it says English and South Korea. So, yeah. So I didn't get a budget on it, but it made 14.5 million in the box office.
Wow. I mean, I get why, because this is not a draw to get people in the theater.
This is one that's been high on our list. Planning to watch.
Please watch it. Please watch this and tell us what you think.
Okay. So this is not my normal style. I'm just, I'm gonna let the cat out of the bag. Not my normal style, but this was a really good movie. There were points that I didn't like, but I'm just I smell Oscar nominations for this movie.
Oh yeah, this lady better get it directed.
Was it Celine Song?
Yeah,
who is the director and writer.
Mm-hmm.
I think she'll be nominated for one or both.
Me too.
For screenplay and for director. This is her first her directorial debut, and I think this is fantastic. I think the acting is fantastic.
A Best Picture nomination, I think.
Possible. I think a Best Actress nomination for Greta Lee, who plays the female lead. Maybe a supporting actor nomination for John Magaro, who plays the white husband. It's in English. It's in English. It's English, but then they speak Korean throughout the whole movie with subtitles, but there's no dubbing on it. So, but they even speak English, through a lot of it. But yeah, there's a lot of Korean in here. So there's no dubbing track that I recall.
I haven't watched it on the DVD yet.
Because I I bought the Blu-ray.
Yeah, that's what I meant, the Blu-ray. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Guys, this is,
yeah,
man.
it just says English and Korean.
The
I'm like,
heartbreak for me. This movie made me just sad, and like I said, made me heartbroken. Is when they start up this relationship. She sees him, she reaches out to him, and then they rekindle their friendship because they're childhood friends from a long time ago. And she leaves. She goes to America then, right? Or does she go to another country first?
yeah. Let me read this synopsis real quick. It'll probably give us an idea of what's going on. Nora and Haesung, two deeply connected childhood friends, are wrestled apart after Nora's family immigrates from South Korea. 20 years later, they are reunited for one fateful week as they confront notions of love and destiny. This was, I can't, it wasn't heartbreaking, but I really felt the emotion here.
Yeah.
From all three of these guys. I was like, I was really feeling it for the white guy, the white husband, who's like, so your childhood sweetheart is coming here to see you. I can't say no. I can't.
But he wasn't his childhood sweetheart. They were just friends. They were best friends as kids.
They dated. They were holding hands right at the end, and
oh yeah, that's true.
So they I mean, they were 12, but and it's interesting how the kind of confused me with the story a little bit, because they're 12 and then they immigrate and then they're college age, and they kind of get back together a little bit, but on Skype or whatever. And then 12 more years pass, and then they actually see each other again.
And see, that's what broke my heart, because you could see these two did so well in acting that it felt real. Almost felt like we were peeking in on something.
It felt like I was watching. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was watching someone's life. It felt real to me. This was
like calls it off. Not calls it off, but it's like, hey, I need to.
She kind of breaks up with him. She's like, if I can't see you for a while, then I think we shouldn't see each other at all. And and then they kind of went about their lives.
Yeah.
And they talk about this thing in the movie called Injin, which is the Korean for like providence or fate or destiny, like that. And it talks about, like, if if you meet someone and you just hit it off right away, that like you've been soulmates for like 8,000 lives, or you've been a part of each other's lives for this, for all this reincarnations and all this kind of stuff. And it was really interesting how they brought that into the entire conversation, the entire thing between these three people. Not only that these two leads in the front are, were like destined to be soulmates, but that the two men were connected.
Yeah.
And I thought that was beautiful. I thought this story
there's never a line crossed.
No.
And that's what I really, really liked. There was never.
I did too. I was afraid this was going to lead to like an affair or a fight or something nasty. Yes, it's subtitled. No dub. It's like I said, this is not my style, but I really like this. There were some slow parts for me where it dragged in the middle a little bit, but I just felt for these guys. It was just, I was
like at the like when he leaves New York and she's standing there with her husband and he consoles her. You know what I mean? I love that, and it broke my heart. I mean, this movie made me tear up. I'm not gonna lie. This hit me in my feels.
I didn't tear up, but I was choked up. Yeah. I was choked up through this whole movie. I mean, when the two kids had to leave each other,
yeah,
and the boy didn't really understand what was going on.
no,
And I really think throughout this whole movie, the problem was that the Hae-sung, the guy, he didn't get closure.
yes,
And it was something that, and it just seemed like he couldn't hold a relationship because of it. He was having all because he saw this, he wanted this relationship with her, and she
exactly.
had changed.
Yeah,
And
she changed, moved on with her life.
yeah, there was a thing, and I'm not gonna spoil it. You guys watch this movie. It's really good.
If
But there's
Evan was here,
one thing that she says is the Na Young, or whatever her name, I think it was Na Young or something like that. The Na Young that you knew is not here anymore.
oh, yeah, that broke my heart, man.
But she is still in the past, and she always will be. And they're having this conversation in Korean as the husband's sitting there,
Sitting right there at the bar,
in the most awkward situation that I can
yeah,
think of. But the beginning of the film is
starts
them
there.
sitting in this
Yeah.
bar,
And people watching them.
and there's people watching, going, okay, who are these people to each other? And they're like talking about stuff, and I was like, okay, what the heck's going on? And then when it comes full circle like that, I just think it's beautifully written, just amazingly written.
If Evan was here, he'd give me shit for what I'm about to say. But right now, this is my.
You're gonna put it in your top 5.
This is this is my number one movie of the year. It beats out Oppenheimer. It beats out Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Because while those movies were good, none of those movies made me feel genuine emotion. And I think that's what a movie does. It makes it a great movie for me, is when I feel those emotions.
Okay, yeah, I can get behind that. I don't agree. It's not in my top 10. But I think this movie is fantastic, and it's absolutely worth a watch.
Oh yeah.
And I can almost guarantee you're going to see this in the Oscars.
I hope so. I'll be rooting for this movie.
I
rooted
predict
for Everything Everywhere All at Once. This is my new Everywhere All at Once for this year. I want this movie to succeed.
Yeah.
What's up, Isaac? Oh wait, that's Chris. Chris.
Yeah.
My coworker. He changed his name because remember a couple weeks ago when he showed up, we couldn't figure out what that name was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice try, Chris. You almost got me to say it.
Yeah. I was gonna say it, but I was like, no, I remember this dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely. Guys,
I really think it's really worth a watch, Mika. And like I said, I am not a drama fan. I do not like romance movies.
I do.
But I liked this.
Yeah.
I think this is really, really good.
It is. It's fantastic.
Yeah, and I would love, I think this is gonna win for best screenplay.
I hope so.
I think it's gonna win the Oscar for best screenplay. I think it's gonna be nominated for best director, but she's not gonna win.
Yeah. Not with
Nolan and all those guys in there. I think Nolan will probably win for Oppenheimer, but
especially since Dune got moved.
Yeah, since Dune got moved to next year, I don't think it's going to qualify. We're gonna have to wait till next year. But yeah, I think Greta Lee, who plays the female lead, I think I smell an Oscar nomination for her for best actress.
Well, you got Martin Scorsese's Flower Moon movie. So
right, Killers of the Flower Moon or whatever. That looks interesting. I finally saw a trailer of that before.
I got it on the list.
Yeah, Brian's gonna give it a shot. Give it a shot, bro. I mean, yeah, like I said, I'm not a fan of the style, and there were things in the middle that I didn't care for. Just
there's a lot of character building.
There's a lot of character building, but it slows down quite a bit. But it's weird, and I don't know if my TV did this, but I actually gave a point to cinematography for this because there's a scene where they're talking in bed. The white husband and the wife talking in bed, and the husband asks a question, and as she asks the question, it's like it dims in the room, like it almost gets darker.
Wasn't it like a blue tint to it when they're laying there?
Yeah, it was kind of like, it was just weird. But it felt like it got darker when he asked the question, like, would you, would you leave him for me? Or would you leave me for him, or something, things like that.
Yeah.
Asking questions. And then she was like, because he's like, I never thought I was worthy of you. And it would get cloudy. And she would go, dude, you're who I'm with now. You're who I want. And then it would brighten up again. It was like, it was this weird dynamic with the camera. And at first I thought my TV was doing it, but then I noticed there was a pattern to it. And I loved that. So I got a couple of pictures that I wanted to show.
I'm glad you liked this, because I was a little bit worried.
So this scene right here has, there's something in the score. There's a song or music that plays when she goes into this house that really hit me with her emotion and how she felt. Almost like she was lost at this point.
Yeah.
Before she met the white guy, the Jewish guy. And then just some beautiful pictures of,
I love that scene too.
When they're on the ferry and she's taking pictures and they're going to the Statue of Liberty and stuff. She's taking these pictures and you're seeing these beautiful shots of New York. So yeah, I just wanted to show those, but let's go to our highlights.
Yeah, there's a lot of things.
So Rich, you gave 10s to acting, ending, story, script, direction, and wild card. And then everything else is like 5s and then a 7 for plot. I gave 10s to acting, script, direction, and wild card. I gave a 9 to cinematography because I thought there were some really good shots in here that really surprised me. And then I gave 8s to ending and story. But again, yeah, 5 to the cast, which I think ultimately hurts it as far as the final score. But still, this was good. I don't know if I would watch it again. I think I would watch it again because I want my wife to see it.
Yeah.
I think she would really
make her watch it. Yeah.
I don't want to make her watch it, but I was like, hey, if you want to watch this in the moment, if she watches this, I'll watch it.
Just don't tell her I picked it because she'll think it's Ninja Turtles Part 2.
Yeah. Past lives. What is this? Some cockamamie stuff that Rich picked. Yes, but it's definitely worth it.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's go to our final scores on Past Lives, coming in first place. IMDb is giving this an 8.1. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 98%, audience score 93%. Rich, you and I both gave it an 82.
That's funny.
For a total score of 82.
Yeah. I'm happy. I'm glad you liked. I was worried if you were going to like this or not.
I heard so many good things about it. I mean, I had my expectations high for this, and it met my expectations.
Yeah.
Now, like I said, would I watch it again? I don't know. I'd watch it with my wife. I might watch it with my daughter because I think she'd like it. She likes like sappy romance movies, and I think she would dig this. But yeah, myself, this was a really great one-time watch.
Oh, I loved it. I had to buy it. I saw this. I was like, yo, this is going on the shelf.
Yeah. No, I blind bought this, and I'm glad I did. I think it was worth it.
Yeah, man. That's our movies for this week.
Yep. So I got all these. The original expense is up on the screen. So if you guys want it, the digital code is there. So brother, what was your what was your biggest surprise? I mean, I know which one you'd like the least, but what was your biggest surprise?
I am gonna go with The Angry Girl and Her Black Friend because it was a Shudder movie, and our track record with Shudder movies, they suck balls.
Yes, our track record with Shudder is really tanked this year. But yeah,
but I was happy with this movie.
You said The Angry Girl and Her Black Friend, and I almost cracked up. So yeah, The Angry Black Girl and Her Monster.
Oh, is that what I said?
You said The Angry Girl and Her Black Friend, and I was like,
I don't know why I was thinking that. Yeah.
Yes, Jay, this is the first Expend4bles.
Yeah.
Digital code.
It's the Shudder movie, man. That I was surprised with that because, like I said, most of the time the movies suck.
Yeah.
So, do you want to tell them who our special guest is next week?
Yeah, we let the cat out of the bag last time. So, so next week we have a special guest for By the Numbers episode 38. It is none other than Nate from Nate Flicks Reviews, also one half of the Geeks and Flicks and the Action Movie Guys podcast. We're going to have him on to talk about the 5 movies for next week. And what do we have coming up next week?
We're going to make him watch some movies.
Yeah, we are.
We have The Creator, which is going to be in theaters this week. We have Nowhere on Netflix. It's a foreign film that debuts Friday, which is tomorrow. We have a biopic called Sweetwater, which is going to be on Hulu starting tomorrow. Then we have a Shudder movie called Elevator Game. That's all I'm going to say. And then we have an alien invasion movie on Hulu called No One Will Save You.
Yeah.
Those are our 5 movies for next week, which I got a head start on, which I'm so happy.
Yeah. Shudder has been hit or miss, but that one was great. Yes.
Yeah.
Shudder's been hit or miss. I did like Influencer.
Oh, yeah. That was a good one. Yeah.
I liked Influencer. But yeah, otherwise it's been oof. It's been, I mean, man,
I'm looking at our schedule for 10-11. We got some good movies. I mean, potentially good movies.
Yeah.
There you go, Mika.
I've heard good things about No One Will Save You, and I'm looking forward to watching that and reviewing it. But yeah, I get the Elevator Game is going to bring down our, it's going to lower our Shudder scores again.
Yeah, bro. I've already seen it. It's not. Yeah. Anyway, we have just some of the movies. I was gonna give a little tease for coming up in the next month. We got the Exorcist movie. We got the new Pet Cemetery. What'd you say?
Oh, no, go ahead.
We just Saw 10 or X, whatever the hell it's called.
We got Saw X.
We've got The Devil on Trial, which is a Netflix documentary dealing with Conjuring 3, I think. Yeah, the true story behind the Conjuring 3. We got Fair Play, which is... No, that's not the one I'm thinking of. There's one that's got Chris Evans and someone else on Netflix coming up. Yeah, but we got some good movies coming up that I hope we can get to in the 90s again. But...
I am not looking forward to Elevator Game, but
and you picked that one, bro.
I picked it, but I mean it's new, so
it's new, man. We don't know. We don't know what we take.
Yeah, Caveman, thanks, brother. Saw is gonna suck. They should have stopped. Yeah, well,
I'm not a fan of Saw. I like the first one. I've seen the first one, and maybe the second one, and I like Spiral. But I have not seen whatever. I own Jigsaw. I own all of them, but I just haven't watched them.
Me too.
I don't even think I've opened Jigsaw yet.
I've seen Jigsaw. It was all right. I mean, I'm a bigger fan of the Saw movies, but
because
I still think the first one is amazing. I think the first one's great. It's my number 3 horror movie of all time, the original Saw. Because it's a lot like Seven. It's got like detective stuff, crazy stuff going on. It's very suspenseful, really good. I think the second one was good. I love the twist at the end of the second one. with Donnie Wahlberg, and then he supposedly dies, and then but he's they're still killing people.
Does it turn into torture porn in the second one or the third one?
The third one.
See, I don't remember.
Yeah, the third one has the girl from the first one is the, not to spoil it from you guys. I'm sure you guys have seen it if you've seen it. Shawnee Smith, who looks like she's in this one because I saw her in the trailer.
Oh, is she?
When she takes the mask off at the end, the girl in the trailer. I don't know if you've seen the trailer.
No.
She's in Saw X. So Shawnee Smith, who was in the first one and the third one, she was the killer.
Spoiler alert. No.
Come on. The third one is from like 2003. If you haven't seen it by now, then go away.
I'm looking, I saw a trailer for The Exorcist finally. Yeah. I don't remember the second one.
It follows the first. Yeah.
And The Exorcist, that looked interesting.
X follows the second. So if you've seen even the first one, that's all you need to do for this. Yes, that's very true.
What? Well, explain that to me.
Okay, so if you've seen the trailer for Saw X, John Kramer, the person who is Jigsaw, he's still alive. And he goes to get treatment for his cancer in Mexico, but they cheat him out of it. So he's basically getting them in this movie. So this is actually in the timeline. This is following, I think it's following the first one, but before the second one, right, Mika? Or is it following two? Because you said Saw X follows the second. So maybe it does follow the second, but so it's actually timeline wise, it's happening before the third movie for sure.
Oh, that's kind of nice to see. Because I don't have this on the schedule to the 25th.
Yeah.
Because I really wasn't in the rush to see it.
Yeah.
I will see if you want to sub it for the teenage.
Following the first. Thank you, Mika. I think it follows the first. So it's between the first and second movie in the timeline.
Okay. So I think I'll just watch the first one and the second one. Yeah.
And then get this one. Yeah. So follows the first one. It's like Saw 1/2. Saw 1.2. Yeah. Hey, Steve. Thanks for jumping in. We're just about in, but glad to see you. We're just about done. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Saw X. I like the franchise.
Yeah.
So that
this one of us does.
Yep.
Man, that's it, man. I think we're good.
Yeah, I like gore. So when you give me good gore, I'm happy. And then there's that's basically their formula is lots of gore and then a twist at the end.
Yeah.
So thumbs high. It's entertainment. I like it. So yeah, I think we can go ahead and sign off. You guys, thank you so much for joining us and sticking with us tonight. We had some great movies to watch. We have some more movies to watch. Good or bad next week. I think we're gonna treat Nate a little bit better than we treated Alex.
Yeah.
Because I think we just had five crappy movies with.
Yeah, they all sucked.
Poor Alex. They were all pretty bad. But yeah, next week I think there's going to be a couple of bangers. Brian, thank you so much. Mika, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. We appreciate you.
Elbow cough. Oppenheimer. So yeah. So next week we are back on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
So this was just a one-off. We're back on Wednesday at 6:30 or 7 Pacific, 9:30 or 10 Eastern. It depends on if Rich has to start a little bit late because of volleyball with his girls. So if that happens, so we're going to start around those two times.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else do we got coming up? We got on October 12th, we've got My Killer Podcast, Mel, who's going to join us for her high five. And then on October 19th, we've got Mika and Kira, who are going to be on for their high five. And I can't wait to talk horror movies. with you, Mika. It's going to be so much fun. And get ready for some tea questions because I know they're big tea people, just like I am. So we're going to talk tea as well, and that's going to be a lot of fun. Jeff, thanks so much, brother.
Yeah, thank you.
But for those of you that weren't here for the whole thing, I've got a recap coming with our scores, but we're going to get out of here. So
good night,
luck.
guys.
God bless. Have a great week and a great weekend. We'll see you next Wednesday for episode 38 of the Faces for Radio podcast. See you later.
Take care, guys.